The federal government has begun the evacuation of Nigerians from neighboring countries of Ukraine, as promised. The first batch of returnees arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, at about 7:10 a.m. and were immediately profiled. After taking their details in a form, they had the mandatory COVID-19 test for people arriving in Nigeria. The Nigerian Immigration Service also stamped their passports on arrival. Most of the students spoke about the trauma of having to flee a war zone.
But then they drove there like 1,000 Africans and plus Indians, so it was really crowded. Only 50 could pass. Then they now told us that after 2 hours, we should wait, that they'll come back. Then they let their citizens pass with so much freedom. It was very bad. They really pushed us, move inside, really pushing us. They felt like three free shots in the air, about to like shoot at us for no reason, just because we are blacks.
Has already approved for all the evacuees to be given $100 each to go back home.
They're going to proceed home with their families, but if they need any further support, we'll be there to give them that kind of assistance until they settle in, because they've been through some kind of trauma. Everybody has their level of resistance and resilience, but if they need us, we're there.
The students then collected their $100 each.
I didn't expect it. When I heard $100, you don't see it. Real $100 bills. So, yeah. Probably convert it to Naira then. Easy to be supporting myself, yeah.
From the experiences shared by all these returnees, war is definitely an undesirable phenomenon. It has now put a clog in the wheel of their studies, making them unsure of what their next move will be. But it also sends a message to us all as Nigerians. We need to stay united, avoiding drumming up wars. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
Patronage of air transport in Nigeria has increased gradually in recent years due to rising insecurity and the increase in adoptions along Nigerian roads. Added to this is the fact that many of these routes are hardly motorable. Coming in the wake of this is a 100% hike in airfares.
It's okay, you want to increase it by 20%, by 40%. At that level, it is acceptable. But when you now make it, you increase it all round. Imagine, which means it's almost a 100% increment in most of the airlines, without really considering some of these options, without saying, okay, let's even have windows for considerations. You discover that this is an unpatriotic move to actually put more people at risk.
I would just airline operators in the Nigeria to rescind this decision and immediately revert to more humane airfares, or take the responsibility of all the danger faced by the Nigerian youth on Nigerian road as a result of their actions. We condemn the unilateral decisions without due consultation and dialogue with us as the major consumer who have now become victims of their actions.
They said the hike in airfares has made life more difficult for an average Nigerian, especially those who depend on the economy class.
The airline operators had attributed the high cost of jet fare, foreign exchange scarcity, inflation, increase in ground handling charges, as well as cost of buying and importation of spare parts as some of the reasons for the hike. Helena Samede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
Baba Ijesha is the second witness to testify in his defense since the state government closed its case in January 2022. In 2014, when she requested for his professional assistance, which he says he rendered, he adds that his relationship with Princess grew to being sexual between 2014 and 2015, and that she even introduced him to her mother as her husband. At the time, he says he was facing marital troubles with his wife. According to him, he went to her residence on April 19th after she invited him to come and play the role of a, quote, lover boy in an anti-child molestation campaign for the Lagos state government. He says Princess instructed him and the minor, her foster daughter, to act out a love scene, which they did, and that it was during that moment that Princess and about 8 men burst in and started attacking him for molesting the child before handing him over to the police. During cross-examination, the Director of Public Prosecution, Babajide Martins, asked him whether those items used at a movie location were present that day. The defendant said they were.
One of the key takeaways from Baba Ijesha's testimony was that he, however, said during cross-examination that even though he was seen prostrating before Princess afterwards, he was indeed asking for her forgiveness. At the end, he insisted that all the new revelations from him during the hearing this Friday weren't an afterthought, as he had already told the police all these facts during interrogation, only that they weren't recorded. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.